Hey, okay, so I'm back. I've got my plastic grocery store bag. Like I said, you can use your plastic shower cap if you have one. Either way, you just want to make sure that it is a plastic cap. And you are welcome to use a heat cap if you would like, but you're going to need to have a plastic shower cap underneath it or a plastic grocery store bag or what have you, okay? All right, so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to get step one again. Now, this is going to be your super deep conditioning. Now, just to be clear, you finished your wash day already, okay? Your wash day is done. You could go out and about like this if you wanted to, but for maximum benefits, this is what I suggest that you do. Every time you wash your hair, I'm telling you, once you do it, you will be addicted. You will no longer skip your deep conditionings and your hot oil treatments. Take step one. You're going to put it on your hair again, and we're just going to do the separation one more time. So remember how we separated before? We're going to separate into 4 sections. And again, this is my recommended way for doing it. It gives amazing benefits. Everyone who I teach to do it this way raves that they are so mad that they didn't know this beforehand, which is why I'm showing it to you right away. All right, so separating my hair right now. As you can see, separation, I feel, is like the key to everything. It makes everything so much more efficient. It gives you way better results, and it causes you to use less product, which means you save more money and have to use less product. All right, so step one. We're going to take step one. We're going to paint just like we did before, but we're not going to rinse it out right away this time. We're going to do a deep conditioning. So we're going to do the same thing. And again, remember I told you that everything that you need for your hair is in the system. You don't have to get another product from anywhere else because everything you need is here, literally. So you already learned how to, like I said, paint your hair with your hand from the root down to the ends. This time, I want you to be very, very intentional and deliberate about really making sure you truly get those ends this time. We are deep conditioning our hair. And a lot of times we know that we should be deep conditioning, but we don't really know why. We just know it sounds good, and that's what they do at the salons, and that's what all the bloggers and stuff say that we should do, but we don't really know why, okay? So here's why. I'm gonna give you the why of it all. So when you are deep conditioning your hair, you're not just putting another conditioner on your hair for the sake of putting it on your hair for fun, okay? We don't have time for that. What we're doing is that we just washed our hair, and then when we put the deep conditioner on, because now our hair is clean, it can accept all of the nutrients and the benefits from the deep conditioning. And the reason why the Moroccan Rasoul 5-in-1 clay treatment, aka step one, works so great for this is because our product is infused with tons of amazing minerals and nutrients that you cannot get anywhere else. It's got silica, magnesium, potassium, all things like that are going to really get into your hair, detoxify your hair, which you already did when you washed your hair, but it's going to detoxify it even more so that those curls clump together so well. You're going to have that clumpage that you want, that spring, that boing, that pop that you want because you are giving your hair an extra, think about it like a multivitamin for your hair that you're putting on. You're giving like an extra dose of all those nutrients that you literally cannot get from any other product anywhere else. All right, so now that I've put that on my hair, I'm going to take step 3. Now your step 3 should have already been warming up because remember we put it in the hot water before we put it in the hot water before we got into the shower. So your hot oil treatment should be warm, okay? Hot oil treatment is kind of a misconception. It's not really hot. It's more warm, which is fine. So you're just going to take that, and you're now going to pump some pumps into your hand. All right? And then you're just going to rub it on. You're going to do the same thing. Just going to rub it onto that hair. At the root, in the front, you want to make sure that you really grab that. Get all of that. Get down to those ends. All right? And then you can just move that section out the way. For me, I'm just going to twist it up like so, and I'm going to just do one of these little bantu knot things so that it stays out the way. All right, so that's what I'm going to do for my hair. You can move your hair out the way however you want to. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to do the same thing. Taking step 1, painting the hair at the root. And working it all the way down. We don't need to detangle again because we already did that. All right. Be, again, intentional and deliberate about those ends. We want to retain length, which means that we've got to keep our hair moisturized and hydrated. All right, so I've done that. I'm now going to take step 3, pump it into my hands because it's warm, and put it on. Let's talk about hot oil treatments for a minute. Hot oil treatments are not just something that you do, again, because it sounds like a good thing to do. Again, most of us don't really know why we're doing certain things. We just heard, you know, the hair industry or someone online say that it's a good thing. And so we're just doing it. And that's probably why you might actually be not doing it, why you might not actually be doing it, because you don't really know the why. You're just like, I don't have time for this, you know? I get it. And so that's why I like to teach why things happen as opposed to just what you should do. So when it comes to hot oil treatments, the reason that you want to do a hot oil treatment is because you are actually not, well, no one for the most part is able to get a normal oil to penetrate their hair normally under normal temperature, like room temperature. The reason for that is that oils are not moisturizers. Oils are sealants. And so oils lock in whatever they are on top of. So if you put oil on top of hair that has not been moisturized and hydrated, you're going to lock in dry hair, right? If you put it on top of dry hair. If you put an oil on top of moisturized hair, you will lock in moisture, right? So it's very simple. Now, when it comes to most oils, such as olive oil or argan oil or grapeseed oil or any oils like that, they actually cannot penetrate your hair shaft, again, because they lock in whatever they're on top of. However, when you add heat to it, like with the hot oil, and we're going to actually put the shower cap on, which is going to give us some more heat, it actually opens up the hair shaft and allows that oil to really get in and lubricate the insides of your hair. So if you feel like your hair doesn't shine, or like your hair doesn't pop, or like it doesn't really, like, it feels super smooth, hot oil treatments will make those problems all go away. But with anything, you gotta be consistent. Okay, so that's why I recommend that you do them every time you wash your hair. All right, so I'm taking step 3 again. I already put on step 1, as you saw. Taking step 3, rubbing it on my hair. And now, because you're using the Naturalicious system, you can actually do the deep conditioning and the hot oil treatment together. So again, you probably know that we're all about speed and effectiveness. Like, you can't have a fast wash day, but your hair look a hot mess, or you walk around like you have a bird's nest on your head, right? So if you do step 1 and step 3, which is your deep conditioning and hot oil treatment together, like I'm showing you, you'll find that your hair is so much softer. It's going to feel better than it ever has, ever. I promise you this. And your curls will clump more. Your hair will be shinier naturally without you having to add some sort of aerosol sheen to it or something that's going to be detrimental for your hair. Okay? And they work in tandem together. They work great alone, but they work, it's like, you know, I'm a movement by myself, but we're a force when we're together. It's kind of like that. So they work so well together. And the nice thing is that because you're using the Naturalicious system and we're all about speed and efficiency and effectiveness, you'll find that because you're doing them together, you're actually saving time. You don't have to do a 20-minute deep conditioning and then another 20-minute or 30-minute hot oil treatment. You can do it all in half that time together. All right. So painting my hair with the product, working it down. Okay. This is step 1 again. Getting those ends really good. All right, and then again, one more time, I'm going to take my hot oil treatments and I'm going to put it on my hair. All right, so then I'm just going to move this one out the way. All right, so I've got all 4 sections done. As you can see, they're nicely covered with the product. I like to make sure we get what we used to call the kitchen. I don't know if we still call it the kitchen, but back here in the back, I really like to make sure that I get that really well, because for me, this takes you knowing your hair. For me, that part tends to break easier, which means it's drier. Okay, anytime your hair is breaking, or if it feels stiff or dry or dehydrated, that just means that moisture is needed. That's all. Okay. And so I like to focus on that area. So you may know that you have a certain section of your head that is drier than others. That's fine. Most of us have multiple textures of hair. Do not feel like you're weird or different in some sort of way. Or it's not okay that you have 2 or 3 or even maybe 4 different textures of hair. Most people with naturally curly hair, especially people of color, have multiple textures in their head. Okay, so now that I'm done, I'm going to take my my bag, my grocery store bag, and I'm just going to put it on. Now if you have a plastic shower cap, you can just put that on and be done, but I'm going to do this because I don't have a plastic shower cap. So I'm going to take this, and if you're like me, you probably have a ton of these somewhere in your house, the grocery store bag, because, you know, we keep them in case we need them. And as you can see, I just took 2 handles and I just tied them together. And I'm just going to make a little knot here. All right. So this is my deep conditioning and hot oil treatment at the same time. If you have a shower cap, if you have a heat cap, you can put that on top of this. No problem. Will give you great results. If you don't have that, that's okay. If you have a hooded dryer and you want to sit under it, that's cool too. You don't need a steamer for this. So steamers are not going to help in this case, but heat cap or hooded dryer, perfectly fine. If you don't have those though, I don't have those. Don't trip, don't worry. Your head naturally emits heat all the time. Even when you're just walking around, your head naturally is emitting heat. And so what you'll notice once you take your shower cap off, you may notice that you have some condensation at the top of your bag. And that's because your head is emitting heat and you've trapped it in. So you're doing a hot oil treatment and deep conditioning with heat, even though you aren't adding additional heat. So don't worry if you don't have either of those. All right, so I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to hang out for about 20 minutes. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to rinse this out and we'll be all done. So at this point, you can just, again, hang out, just kind of chill, or you can clean up your area. You can put your step 1 away, your step, you want to leave your step 3 out, but you can take your step 1 and put it away. You can toss out your water from your cup and just kind of clean up your area while you wait for your 20 minutes. And I'll be right back once this is done.